Hey guys doing? So what do I think about Black Panther's buff? Is he gonna be the new Bleed King? I would say with 100% certainty, 100% certainty that he will be the new Bleed King. With synergies. I wanna make sure that added that with synergies. I just don't think he's gonna surpass Nick Fury without synergies. If he was like even on par with Nick Fury, uh, without synergies, Black Panther with synergies, I think it'll just be broken. I mean, I could see him probably getting up to like 50 bleeds with synergies. Think about it. It's gonna be. I think Black Panther's buff is gonna be good no matter what. We do know that the character that played Black Panther in the movies, he passed away unfortunately, and I don't see Kabam doing him like any like. I think I see Kabam doing him justice. So I expect Black Panther to be ridiculous good. Ridiculous. Uh, I don't know if he'll be better than Nick Fury, but certainly with synergies, yes, he will be. I'm pretty sure 100 certainly he will be better than Nick Fury with synergy. Um, if he was, like I mentioned, better than Nick Fury without synergy, wow, this guy is gonna be good. I just don't see any way that Black Panther's buff would be terrible. I mean, even if it was like somehow it was, I think a very, very, very small chance it will be. Like, with politics and Black Lives Matter, uh, I just think that there's just no way, you know, he'll get a rework if somehow his buff sucks for certain. So it doesn't matter like now or in the future any kind of buff he's gonna get, he's gonna be good regardless. I have a rank 2 5 star. I'm thinking considering taking to rank 5. I do have a rank 2 to rank 3 gem. I just need to finish variant 6 to get the rank 3 to rank 4 gem, and obviously I can pretty much use the you know tier my materials like a tier 5 basics on him. I think it's definitely worth it. I definitely think he's going. I was considering taking him to rank 5 even knowing what buff he's gonna get, because like I mentioned already, what I said, I just don't see his buff being terrible. uh what is this? As far as I know, he's gonna get an overhaul. uh I'm a little worried about that though. Like, it's one of those hit or miss. The only champion that got really like an overhaul that was good is Colossus and Red Magneto, and they're really really good. And then there's like couple champions that I got overhauled that was terrible and just okay, but more terrible. So I would say Netflix Daredevil, he got an overhaul. It's just terrible. Is he better than he was before? Yeah, I would say so, but not that much better. When it comes to Yellow Jacket, he got an overhaul. Is he better than he was from pre-buff? Yeah, I think he's better now. But his when it comes to his Yellow Jacket's buff, it's better, but it's not that much better. I think, in my opinion. So I feel like a moderate buff would have been better for those characters. I really, I mean, I think if Black Panther Civil War, this is the Civil War version, I believe. That's the no, it's not the Civil War. Nope, not the Civil War. This is just the OG Black Panther. If he just got a moderate buff, he's still gonna be good, and it's probably like a safe bet. But if like an overhaul buff, wow, dude, this guy. If he was like I think its overhaul buff could be like better than Colossus or Red Magneto if it was good. I mean, it could suck like Daredevil, Netflix, or even Yellow Jackets kind of suck too. Uh, I think his buff is going to be good. Like, Netflix Daredevil doesn't look like he's gonna get a rework. So is Yellow Jacket. But if Black Panther gets a buff like that, similar to Netflix Daredevil or even Yellow Jacket, they're gonna be people are gonna be complaining. you know, and he's gonna get a rebuff in the future if that's the case. But I just don't see it happening. A small chance that will happen. So an overhaul buff for him, he's gonna be really good. I personally think if it was a mother buff, he would be. I think it's kind of like you. He's gonna get better no matter what, because there's really no champion in the game that got a mother buff that sucks. We know Gambit got a mother buff. Yeah, a little disappointing they nerf his buff, but he's still pretty decent. When it comes to Red Falcon, I think Red Falcon is like wow. He really just I think Red Falcon's buff is really good. So if he was a Muller buff, I would have been okay with it. But when it comes to overhaul, which he looks like he will get, I do think that it's gonna be a hit or miss. But if it was a miss, they're gonna rework him in the future, regardless. But I think his buff is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be really good. Just to show you, as a 4-star pre-buff, okay, I was able to take down with Winter Soldier with 141 hits. And keep in mind, this was the one I used was a maxed out 4-star max sig, 141 hits, and I didn't even fall below 50%, which kind of gave me a 20% attack boost. So that could have taken at very least was that 14 hits off of my hits, maybe up to like 25 hits less than I have now if I fell below 20% the whole time. Just keep in mind, I compared it with Medusa as of maxed out 4-star. I got to 149 hits, and with full synergy, this is also a 4-star, and I fell below halfway point with less than halfway point. I fell below 50%. So if I didn't fall below 50%, this would be a little bit higher when it comes to hits. And keep in mind, Medusa is not getting a buff. She does have utilities, and Black Panther pretty much she doesn't. But like I said, um, pre-buff Black Panther was able to, has higher damage per second than Medusa, who's pretty decent on her own. I mean, she has utilities where Black Panther doesn't, but when you see the pre-buff Black Panther is pretty good, but with synergies. Let's us remind with synergies. So what synergies does he have? Let's look at it. So here, and thing about Black Panther, his synergies, they're all pretty decent. Not nobody from his synergy is terrible. They're all very good champions. So with synergies, Black Panther is going to be a beast, and there's no question about it. And he's gonna be good. And he's available as a 6-star. Oh man, dude. So what kind of buff do I expect from him? Uh, let's just look at some tune-ups they'll probably give him. So I think one tune-up they might give him is when it comes to special attack 3, that will definitely be, I think, instead of 90% chance to inflict another bleed, that will be 100% chance to bleed. Um, and then they could definitely increase their numbers. I say maybe like by at least 20% when it comes to his critical rating and his bleed damage and stuff like that. It's probably going to be increased at the very minimum 20%. Um, but let's say they don't increase his like a tune-up version. I think he's definitely gonna have something like for every attack you can refresh the bleed, something like that. I could see something like that, but I really rather not. I rather have him see tune up his numbers instead. I mean, they might do both, which will be nice. Personally, I never like to be able to refresh like your furies or bleeds or anything that refresh anything throwing a heavy attack, because or shock for a storm like storm, because it's very inconvenient, especially your opponent is stun immune and stuff like that. It's annoying to have to constantly throwing heavy attack. I personally like the way Black Panther plays now, the way he is. It's very, simple to use, fairly standard. I really like that. I wish they keep it that way. I really don't want the heavy attack unless it's a throw in. That's fine, but I definitely would rather have them increase the numbers. I'd expect them to increase their numbers by at least 20% when it comes to this offense. And let's talk about he's gonna get an overhaul. So what kind of utility would expect him to get? I do expect him to get like like nowadays there's a lot of champions that can stun debuffs. So I do expect him to get a passive bleed. So make him really really great. Make him like what do you call that? Unique. And also like a stun on his special attack. I could see him getting a stun on his special attack, as well as for each bleed, reduce defense ability accuracy by like 10%. So by 10%, by 10 bleeds on the opponent, you're reducing their defense ability accuracy by 100%. So reduced ability accuracy, defense ability accuracy, that's one. I see him giving two would be stun on the special attack, that's another one. Those are pretty much two things. I could see maybe like be able to have an evade ability, as well as maybe true strike. But true strike maybe not. But I say evade, be able to evade counter like certain champions. I think that's could be more likely than true strike. So evade, maybe true strike, stun, uh, and what? Decrease opponent's ability or defense ability accuracy. Those are the thing I see it. But the bottom line is his buff is going to be good. And I'm 100% certain whether it's this buff or in the future buff, if this buff sucks now, I just don't see, even that's a small chance. I think he's going to be really, really good. I think we're gonna see the new Bleed King with synergies. I want to repeat, with synergies. I just don't see him gonna be better than Nick Fury. Um, I definitely see him better than Nick Fury with synergies, but without synergies, I just don't see it. Because if he was better than Nick Fury, which is possible, I think it's a small chance. But if he was better than Nick Fury, oh my God, with synergy, this guy is gonna be nuts. That's all I gotta say for when it comes to Black Panther. Thank you guys.